radically escalated in Bangladesh. The attacks on minorities, especially the Hindus in Bangladesh, have triggered global concerns now, with several Hindu American groups now seeking the intervention of the United States. An Indian American body urged US President Joe Biden and President-elect Donald Trump for an independent inquiry into the rising incidents of attacks on minorities in Bangladesh, while another group sought to make US funding to Bangladesh contingent on actions taken to protect the minorities. Now, this is after the arrest of ISKCON monk Chinmoy Krishna Das, which sparked protests in various locations, including the capital, Dhaka, and port city of Chittagong. The Hindu community has been calling for his release and justice for the Hindus who faced persecution since the ouster of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina a few months ago. Hindus in Bangladesh constitute about 8% of the 170 million population. The community has faced over 200 attacks since the fall of the Sheikh Hasina government. In the clashes between protesters and security forces over the arrest of the Hindu leader, a lawyer died in Chittagong on Tuesday, while police have arrested 6 people in this connection. A Hindu temple was allegedly targeted by a mob in the port city of Chittagong. This is not the first temple to be targeted. American singer Mary Milben expressed concerns over the arrest of ISKCON priest and called on the world to address the atrocities against Hindus and minorities by extremists in the country. She emphasized the need to preserve religious freedom and the safety of all people of faith globally. Amid these condemnations, however, Bangladesh's Attorney General, in an affidavit filed in the High Court, called ISKCON a religious fundamentalist group. This is what was given in court. Responding to a question about the origin of ISKCON in Bangladesh, the interim government said it is examining the group. Meanwhile, a petition has been filed in a Bangladeshi high court seeking a ban on ISKCON. Now, ISKCON is commonly referred to the Hare Krishna movement. It was founded in New York City back in 1966. ISKCON's main headquarters is in Mayapur in the Indian state of West Bengal. It claims approximately 1 million members globally, and it has over 650 temples and centers of Vedic value education across 6 continents of the world. Bangladesh has at least 17 other ISKCON temples as well. Now, furthermore, the deaths of 4 members of a Hindu family has stirred up tension in Bangladesh's Kishoreganj district. The police recovered the bodies from a rented house in Rani Bazar area and sent them for autopsy. Now, as per the local police there, they are investigating whether this is a case of murder or suicide. All right, joining me live now is our Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibbal. Siddhant, the condition in Bangladesh, it only seems to be getting worse. Hundreds of cases of atrocities against Hindus in particular, and of course all minorities in the region. And all of this has happened ever since the ouster of Sheikh Hasina. The deaths of these 4 members of a Hindu family has stirred up tensions in Bangladesh's Kishoreganj district. How grave is the matter really?
Well, the death of these members of the Hindu community, they've died in mysterious circumstances. It's not known yet that is it a case of pre-planned murder or suicide. But generally now talking about the situation of the minorities, particularly the Hindu minorities, since Sheikh Hasina's ouster, we have seen has deteriorated. There have been regular reports of violence against members of the Hindu community, and the fact that the arrest of Chinmoy Krishna Das, who is an ISKCON leader, and of course he has been denied bail as well, led to war of words between India and Bangladesh. We saw a strong reaction by New Delhi reacting on the developments, pointing out the fact that there haven't been any cases regarding violence against members of the Hindu minority, but there has been case against the ISKCON leader, advising the leadership in Dhaka, the unionist government, to take care of the Hindu minority. minorities, and we saw a counter reaction by the UNIS government who said that it's the country's internal matter, and pointed out that they will take care of their minority community. But essentially it is also a global headline as well as to what is the situation of the Hindu minority, the deteriorating situation of the Hindu minority, and it looks like that it will be a thorny issue between India and the new government in Dhaka.
Thorny issue indeed, Siddhant, and of course we saw the statements which came out from India, strong statements which of course the Bangladesh government has refuted, and they've said it's contrary to terms of friendship. At this point, any steps expected from the Indian government, because that is a question which is on a lot of people's minds?
Well, essentially, from the Indian government, there hasn't been any step other than, of course, the advice to the UNIS government, and essentially a strong statement by the government here in New Delhi. But essentially, it looks like that till the point that there is a UNIS government, it is highly unlikely that the relationship can smoothen out. We know not just the issue of Hindu minorities, but there have been other thorny issues as well. Of course, the UNIS government has changed its foreign policy priorities. Also, it looks like they have been increasingly engaging with the Pakistanis. We saw the first direct port shipment from Bangladesh to Pakistan's Karachi port going. We also saw other issues, including, of course, the Hilsa issue, where the members of the UNIS government said that they will not allow the export of Hilsa from Bangladesh to India. So they're not just the issue of the Hindu minorities, but there are other issues as well. And with the comments coming from the UNIS government, it is highly unlikely that it will smoothen out the tensions which are arising between the two countries.
Definitely. Tensions coming down seems like an unlikely situation at this point. It seems like a long wait until the 20th of January. One can hope to have a different perspective there onwards. Thank you so much for getting us the latest. That was Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, joining me on the broadcast.